So much for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details. Viewers, we have more important news that we're tracking from across the world. This time, of course, focusing on the tensions that have been plaguing Russia and Ukraine since 2022. Now, in a significant step towards de-escalation, Russian President Vladimir Putin has agreed to a limited ceasefire, halting attack on Ukraine's energy infrastructure following a high-stakes phone call with US President Donald Trump. However, the Russian leader has stopped short of committing to a broader ceasefire, tempering hopes for a swift end to hostilities. The phone call, of course, resulted in a preliminary agreement between Putin and Trump to cease targeting Ukraine's critical energy infrastructure. Trump, who described the conversation as very good and productive on his Truth Social platform, has expressed optimism about further progress towards a full ceasefire and an end to the war. My colleague Aditya Vadwan with us on the broadcast. Aditya, over to you. Big decision by Kremlin as Trump dials Putin. It's been quite an interesting conversation, although a full and protracted ceasefire agreement has not been inked. We are seeing a small step towards it.
Well, absolutely, PFC. Russian President Vladimir Putin has expressed his gratitude to US President Donald Trump, for correcting the situation. This war has been going on for long. Russia-Ukraine war has been going unstoppable, and it needs to be seen now how, by when. So far, still during the phone call, it was said that that Ukrainian soldiers have also committed some crimes against this Russian civilians in the Kursk region of Russia. And meanwhile, Putin has agreed to halt attacks on the energy and gas infrastructure of Ukraine because the Russian strikes have, caused a significant damage to Ukraine's gas and energy infrastructure. Now, it needs to be seen here on as to how the entire scenario between Russia and Ukraine is sorted, whether a permanent ceasefire to all the hostilities will be done, or still the war will go on in parts, and which this needs to be seen. But so far, some temporary relief on both the sides has been achieved by this phone call that the US President Donald Trump has had with his Russian counterpart, and it needs to be seen how this entire situation progressed. Recently, the Ukrainian foreign minister was also in New Delhi, and and he was attending this Raisina dialogue, where he has also talked to some European countries, and he has criticized that Russia should be held accountable for all the war crimes that it has committed with Ukraine on this war. So now it needs to be seen from here on how the situation unfolds. Yes, Pia.
I'd like to showcase the statement that Trump has made on Truth Social. Here's, of course, what Trump has penned on his own social media platform. He stated that the phone conversation with President Putin of Russia was a very good and productive one, and they agreed to an immediate ceasefire on all energy and infrastructure, with an understanding that they will be working quickly to have a complete ceasefire and ultimately an end to this very horrible war between Russia and Ukraine. He's also stated that this war would have never started if I were president. Trump has gone on to say that many elements of a contract for peace were discussed, including the fact that thousands of soldiers are being killed, and both President Putin and President Zelensky would like to see it end, and that process is now in full force and effect, and we will, hopefully for the sake of humanity, get the job done. I also have with me on the broadcast Major General Sudhakar Ji,